Hello and welcome to our live crafting session. My name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, excuse me, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. Thank you for joining me. We are back at our normal time if you're watching live on a Thursday evening at 7 p.m. in the UK. I did pop on this morning at 11 a.m. to make up for missing yesterday's live crafting session in the evening, and I do intend to stop by tomorrow evening at this same time to do another live to make up for missing Tuesday's live crafting session, and then I'm all caught up and back to normal. Hi Scott, and good evening to you. If you joined me this morning, you will know that Watercolor Shapes is our stamp set of the week, and this is one of those stamp sets that's very easy to overlook because it doesn't look like anything very much in the catalogue. And it's one of those really useful stamps to have in your stash. It's called Watercolor Shapes, as you can see. The actual stamps are larger than you can see in the front picture because we have to have the other information on there. So they do come out larger. So we've got squares, we've got rectangles, we've got circles, we've got ovals in different sizes. If you joined us this morning, you will have seen me create this one here, this sympathy card, just by stamping the circle, the larger of the two circles, and then using a new stamp set called Decorative Borders just on the top left hand corner of that, and then a sympathy message on the bottom right hand side. And then prior to that I'd created this one using the rectangle, and again the same stamp set, Decorative Borders, and then I used the thank you from the go-to greetings, and I've just added a little bit of colour on here. And now the lovely Fran Ward, another demonstrator, saw my example of this, and I got the original idea from Ellen Woodbridge, so I have to give a shout out to the lovely Ellen in Australia. But Fran had to go with this in 4 different colourways, and it looked absolutely stunning. So she had sent me a photograph, and if she doesn't upload it here on the page, I will try and upload it for you, because it just gives you some other ideas of colours. And then finally we have this one here with Comfort and Love, and then using this sort of almost semicircular panel from that same Decorative Borders. So that was this morning's, which should have been Tuesday's session. And then today I'm going to do something completely different, very bold and bright. And I'm going on to a square card. Just need to grab a small piece of grid paper so that I don't get ink all over my mat. And let's see if you can work out what it's going to be. The colours I'm going to use are soft suede and crushed curry. And I'm going to start with the circle. I hope you've had a good day, Scott. I hope that your mum is okay as well. So I've got soft suede, but you could use any brown for this really. And I'm going to ink up my circular stamp. And remember, it is designed to look watercoloured. It's not designed to look like a solid image. But if you want a solid image, turn the stamp over on the block and use the reverse side. because that obviously is smooth. So you can choose which element of the stamp you want to use. So I want to use something that's got a fair amount of the colour ink on it. So I'm going to pop that on there. Like so. Let me just let Cassie out. You never quite make up her mind whether she's coming in or going out. Okay, so I've stamped that in the bottom left hand corner, and now I'm going to use the narrower of the two ovals. Just going to make sure it's clean to start with. It's a tiny bit of something. There we go, I've got it. Okay, let's close up soft suede for the time being, and I'm going to use crushed curry, but you could use any yellow. And I think when I start doing this, you'll realise what it is that I'm creating. So see how long it takes before anybody realises. I'm sure it won't be long. I can turn this round as well if I want to. So I'm going to make these go all the way around, and then I'm going to come back and stamp in between. Either I can use the same colour, I can use a lighter colour, or I can stamp off, just to make this really full. Yay, Christine got it. Well done, Christine. So I'm just going to stamp off and fill in between. You could just use a lighter ink pad if you wanted to. So Christine, I hope you're well. Like so. And then I'm just looking for any logical gaps. I've missed one there, I can see that. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit in this corner, I think. Like so. And you could go in and add another layer behind that if you wanted to. Now if you wanted to make this darker and more solid, then what you can do, as I said before, is take your stamp, turn it over and use that side to make it more solid. So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully this will work. Okay. So I'm using the solid sided stamp, and you can do this with any of these stamps. We can do it with any stamp anyway. So what I'm going to do is bring this in like so. Like that. See how solid that is. Now it has got a slight tint underneath, which I really like, where the original piece was. But I just think that is so sweet. Just going to turn this over. Bear in mind that this is going to be quite inky, as I've got the bottom of the stamp on there. And what I'm going to do now is just add a really simple sentiment. I'm using a sentiment from Framed Occasions. I'm using this one here, wishing you the best day ever. And bear in mind that this has got these other elements to it, but they're separate stamps, so it doesn't come as one in this hexagon. It doesn't come as one with the dots, but also you can put the two together. So my plan is to ink this up, and when I put it on my card I can decide which way round it's going to go. So if I just put this on here, I'm using one that I punched a hole out of, and this is an early espresso layer behind. Then I can decide if it's going to go that way on my card or that way on the left hand side, or up on the right. Decisions. And I'm not actually quite sure. I think I'm going to do it like that. So let's make sure I keep that spare piece out of the way. Let's have a look and see what this looks like. Yep, I think that will work. I'm going to take my glasses off so I can see what I'm doing. Just want to make sure this is well inked. And I want it part on the flower, part onto the white, like so. I'm still going to have a look at the circle, whether I bother putting that on. What do you think? The circle will fit, but I'm not sure it actually needs it. I do rather like it, but I'm not sure it needs it. Okay, let's move these out of the way. Let's cover this one up to start with. So let's layer this onto our background layer here. And although there's a lot of ink on there, that should be dry by now. So that's that. That's going to go onto our white card, like so, and I'm having this open from the side because I think it stands really nicely that way rather than opening at the top, but you could do it that way if you wished. Let's just put some more here. Oh, just about to run out. When you get to the red tape, it's run out. That will do. Pop that on there, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of bling to finish it off. What do you think? Couldn't be more different, could it, to the ones from this morning, which were very subtle, and that is very much more bright and in your face. So I have got some, I'm not sure that I'm going to use these, no, these yellow ones here. I think some champagne coloured ones would work. Let me just grab that. Alright, I put them somewhere. There we go. So this one there. I've also got these gold sequins. If I've got the small ones to hand. They come in 2 sizes, these sequins. Let's see if I've got the smaller ones. No, don't think so. I've got butterflies. Let's just put a couple of these on. Here's my take a pic tool. Thank you, Julie. Ah, and welcome to you from Northeast Ohio. There we go. So this is using the Watercolor Shapes. I don't know if you saw it from the beginning or whether you've just joined us. Let's put some just around the sentiment. So a medium, a small, and a small, like so. So there's our finished card. And if you saw you had any gaps, you could either just go in with the pen and fill anything in. So if, for example, I know I've got, this is Dark Daffodil Delight, but if you spotted any tiny little gaps that you wanted colouring in, you could just dot it in, or just stamp over again with that oval. And if you wanted to do more shading, you could also do that with a pen. But my idea for this was just to keep it simple with stamping. Oh, hi Fran. I mentioned you earlier. And so just to show you something different, here is one when I tried it out earlier. So I was actually looking for I can't even say it, an echinacea flower. Because of my cold, I tend to take echinacea. It has more of an orangey centre, but I use polished pink here. But I thought it would be good fun just to try it. So you could try this with all sorts of combinations of colours. So let me show you that one there. So this is polished pink on a melon mambo background, and I think I use Calypso Coral and then polished pink on top. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. I am feeling better. Still full of cold, so my voice sounds horrific. But, you know, I'm sure it's on the way out now. So that's the pink version, and then this is the sunflower version. And obviously, you could make a really stunning, large, square card with that in the centre. It really would be something. And I, for those of you that missed it, I used the circle from the Watercolor Shapes. First of all, I stamped it the correct way round to get some shading. And then I turned it over, after I'd done the petals, inked up the completely flat side and stamped on top to get this much more solid impression. There's still a little bit of light and dark. I can see it. I'm not sure you can from there, but I can see a sort of the subtlety of the shade. So there we go. That is it for our watercolour shapes for today. But I've got another idea for tomorrow. So because I'm playing a little bit of catch up for my missed sessions, I will be live here tomorrow at 7 for another sample using the beautiful shapes, watercolour shapes stamp set. It is in the annual catalogue, so easily overlooked. It's £20, so it's a really good price, and it's one of those that you can use over and over again for so many different things, let alone just using the shapes to create their own background. I haven't even done that. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like the cards. If you have the stamp set, I'd love to see you have a go. I know that Fran has created some lovely cards from my design this morning, the one that was inspired by Ellen Woodbridge. So if Fran's happy for me to, I will share her photograph of her finished cards on our Jemini Crafts page to give you some more ideas. Oh, that's okay, Fran. Don't worry. We'll let you off. I'm definitely getting better. Thank you, Christine. Definitely on the mend. So, thank you, Fran. Brilliant. I will do that straight after this live. I'll pop another post up with your samples, featuring this design here, which was using the oblong or rectangular stamp. One of the stamps from the decorative frames, and then thank you I've used from the go-to greetings, but just to note would work as well, and happy birthday. So I'll pop those up. Thank you, Fran, I really appreciate that. Okay, so that's it for me for this evening. As I say, I will be back again tomorrow, Friday at 7 p.m, just playing a little bit of catch up. Otherwise it messes up my stamp set of the week. And remember, if you're a customer of mine and you purchase the stamp set Watercolor Shapes from me this week, then I send you all the components of the cards that I make online so that you can recreate them for yourself. Obviously the sentiments won't be included, but most of you have got sentiments. And with regards to this card, you can use any, let's look at this one in particular, and or this one. If you're recreating this at home, you could use any silhouette. You could use, for example, something from here, from the framed occasions. I've picked out quite a selection because this is going to be our coffee and card design for tomorrow in person. So I've incorporated for that honeybee, because I think this foxglove here would definitely work. And also, I think this would be stunning, botanical layers. Hi, Lynn. Oh, brilliant, Fran. Oh, thank you, Carol. So I'm going to take this to coffee and card, because I think this would be lovely too. So I'll take some photographs of those. So those were this morning's, and then these are my cards from this evening. This is the one that I've recreated. How rude, Lynn. She's saying that Facebook has stopped notifying her when I go live. Maybe the notifications have changed. It might be worth hopping back to see if you're following me, and then if the notifications have come unticked. But hey ho, that's the power of Facebook for deciding what you should and you shouldn't be watching. So, oh, that might be why. Yes, indeed. And do you know, that's interesting, because I've noticed that my people watching me last week were dramatically reduced, and I was trying to work out what it was that I was doing that wasn't inspiring people to join me, and that's probably why. Thank you, Lynn. So if anybody else is watching live or is watching this on catch-up, do check your Facebook notification settings if you do want to watch me live, and double click on that. So, hi Brent, I know you've just joined, but I'm just finishing. This is using our stamp set of the week, which we'll be doing at Coffee and Card Friday, Monday and Tuesday. This is our coffee and card design, which you can see from this morning, and this is the one that I've created this evening with exactly the same stamp set. So that's it from me. Thank you so much, everybody. Do take care. Brenda, it was lovely to see you in person earlier this week. So nice to catch up with you again. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to crafting with everybody very soon. I shall be here tomorrow evening. I've got my online class on Sunday afternoon for our February class, and then coffee and card tomorrow afternoon, Monday afternoon and Tuesday morning. And then I'll be releasing, Tuesday afternoon is our next in-person class, so all go. Thank you, Brenda, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yes, I will feel better. I'm already feeling better. You can tell it in my voice as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Do click on those notifications if you want to catch me live. Thank you for letting me know, Lynn. And take care, everyone. I'll catch up and craft with you soon. Bye for now.